Hello and welcome to the Bobcast, episode 3, and what is sure to be the lowest viewed out of all my episodes because I'm going to talk about the Baltimore Orioles, my team for this one. Although the last one I did has only been viewed by 11 people, and I think I'm 3 of those. So, apparently people aren't really that interested in those cellar dwellers who's losing more than anyone else, which is good to know. Anyways, yes, so this one's about the Baltimore Orioles, completely talking about the Orioles, so all of you could just shut it off. But any of you that choose to stay, Orioles as of 521 in game are sitting at 22 and 24, 2 games under 500, only 4 games out of the division lead. Now, obviously, this is terrible, terrible news. Did not plan on winning this season, didn't want to win this season, and am costing myself valuable draft picks with every win, draft slots with every win that my team's accruing. There's a real movement in town to fire manager Earl Weaver. I mean, trying to win with this team, first, I don't see how he won, so maybe at the same time, it's awesome that we're winning, but why? We're not trying to win. We don't want to win now. And really, we shouldn't be. Team, as I said, is 22 and 24, 2 games under 500, but we're giving up 41 more runs than we're scoring. You know that whole PYT record, like what you really should be. We're 3 games better than we should be. We should really be 19 and 27, according to that. But for whatever that's worth, because anyone who's played this game for long enough knows that you've seen seasons where teams end up 15 games different than their PYT record. You know, the point adjusted, whatever. I don't even know what it stands for, but it's what you should be compared by a run differential. So we should be 19-27. We're 22 and 24. Competing despite our best efforts. We're actually even 2 games over 500 against righties, which is an interesting stat, but nothing I can do about that. Part of it, I blame the manager Earl Weaver a little bit, but I deserve a lot of the blame as a general manager. I brought in a lot of FAs this offseason, free agents, and by and large they've been bad, but couple here and there. A lot of Lover Bay's been okay, hitting 270, 320 on base. Granted, not good, definitely not great, but it's okay. I don't mind that. We signed him for cheap. He's on pace for 92 RBIs with my shitty offense. That's pretty good, so we're happy about that. But he's really been the only good guy out of everyone we signed. Miguel Tejada brought him in to play short, hitting 245 with a 313 on base percentage, which is god awful. And then the 2 speedsters I brought in for the top of my lineup, Willie Tavares and Luis Castillo. Tavares is hitting a robust 207, barely over the Mendoza line, with an on-base of 251. So his on-base, he's getting on 1 out of every 4 times up. Luis Castillo, amazingly, is even worse, hitting 193 with a 256 on-base percentage. It's funny. I originally had my lineup set kind of like a 90s manager would, sort of with Tavares and then Castillo top of the lineup. The speedsters on top, even though once people started hearing about OBP, it never would have happened. But had them top of my lineup. My team's playing great. We're 2 games over 500. We're over 500. And I decide, well, my team's playing well. I might as well try to put my best lineup out there. So then I switch my lineup around. I put my OBP guys top of the lineup, with Josh Bell and Matt Wieters. And then all of a sudden, this team goes bad. So when I try to make the team better, it gets worse. And when I try to make it worse, it gets better. So I think this just goes to show you how terrible I am at managing my team, which is absolutely true. But so far, we're 4 minutes into this cast, and I've yet to bring up... I just realized my shirt's sort of Baltimore orange. So we're going to say that I planned that. Sure. Right, so 4 minutes into this podcast, not 4:20 after that little tangent, and I've yet to bring up the big trade we just made. We sent Jason Bay packing for some schmuck, some scrub pitching spec who's 26 years old, so not really a spec, who will shortly be cut by the team. Yes, we got rid of Jason Bay. Bay was our second best hitter, really, after Wieters. We got him last season from the Mets for his first round pick. We took him on as a salary dump. And I didn't mind having him because, salary's low. I'm still all about the first round picks. If anyone out there is looking at dump salaries. But, we were able to get rid of the contract and we didn't have to give anything with it. So, It was great. I mean, San Francisco, I'm sure he's happy with the deal too. He got a hitter for free, and Bay is a solid hitter, although making $16 million a year through 2014, which is a terrible, terrible contract. Still owed some $40 million, and I was able to get rid of him without having to pay him that. So that's good. Yet San Francisco might got a good player for free to help out his struggling outfield. So it's good on both sides. Yeah, so that's the big deal. Super happy about that, so that's good. Looking at the team as a whole, my team now, hittings, we're like 10th in the league in hitting, which should hopefully go down after Bay, since Bay's gone. But Wieters is playing solid. Overbay's okay. Everyone else is pretty terrible. But Josh Bell, my third baseman spec, brought up playing DH third base, hitting really well. Some points into him to make him that way, but should come back to earth. But him and Wieters the only guy really in the offense that I care about. The rest of them could go to hell. I'm not going to end up trading any of them. No one wants any of them. So there's that. Pitching's another story. Going into the season, we had 3 good starters, or at least 3 solid young starters, 25 or younger, in Matthews, Britton, and Heredia. And that was my 1, 2, 3 in that order. So far this season, Matthews has been expect better from your age, especially got should be striking out more. He's 3-4 with the 4.87. I mean, I'm happy with that. He's under 500, which is good for me and my pick. But wish the ERA is a little better. Whip of 1.31, not so great. Wait, that was the wrong guy. Matthews is 6-3 with a 4.76, even worse ERA. But he's 6-3. Matthews 3 games over 500. With a decent offense, he should be good. But wish the ERA would come down some. Heredia, my number 3 starter, who I dumped points in to, and I liked until this past year when his ratings went down. But 4-3, 3.33 ERA, 1.42 WHIP, so the WHIP's high. But just turned 26. He's been very solid for us, which is good. So I think I might be able to deal him as back end of the rotation guy for another team. Zach Britton, my favorite pitcher on the team, is pitching terribly. He's 1-6, 1-5 with a 6.31 and a 1.6 ERA, which is terrible. And though he's young, that's really, really bad. And I hope he turns it around some. But it's not. Whatever. This year doesn't really count. But if we're going forward, I need him to start pitching better because he's going to be an anchor in my rotation. The guy is surprisingly doing well. It's not surprising to me because I think he's solid. No one else does because I've been shopping him around. Justin Dusher. He's 3-4 with the 4.87. So he's solid. Another back rotation solid guy. So the starting pitching's been pretty bad. The bullpen's been brutal. I actually just moved Zito into the rotation because Guthrie was horrendous. So Zito's my 5th starter now again, even though there's no one going to take on his salary, so I'm probably going to end up having to dump him. But the bullpen's been terrible. My closer, Birkin, solid, 28 years old. He's 0-2, 9 saves, blown 2 saves, 7.54 ERA, and he's my best reliever with a 7.54 ERA. That's pretty much it for the major league team. Minor leagues, not much happening. Some of my pitching specs have started developing, which is good. Pedro Alvarado, who I took 6th overall, first took a development hit, now just took development upper. I can't say bump, because bumps in the game is bad, but you figured bump would be a good thing. So when we first started the game, you see, oh, guy took a bump, that's good. No, it's bad apparently. But yeah, Alvarado in AA, ratings are starting to get really good too. Starting to really like him and what he might become, so of course I just jinxed him, and next time he's going to get killed. Donovan Tate, my young center fielder prospect, who was my best prospect for the first year, all 9s across the board with a 10-eye, is now down to a 8.7 and 8.97. So he's pretty much dead. You know, yeah, he did start to develop, so that's good. Rest of the minors, my minor league teams are playing terribly, but the pitching specs are developing, hitting specs aren't developing. Hopefully we're able to end up with a top 5 pick again this year, though. I mean, hopefully we'll just keep getting worse and worse and worse. I don't really have anyone left to deal, so that's pretty much the team right now. If anyone actually watches this, kudos to you. That's about it. I'll figure out some more interesting posts for 6-1, and with that, peace, and go Orioles.